People ask me all the time how I get so many baby fish. They say to me, my koi spawn all the time, but I never see any babies. This video is all about how I save them and raise them. This is our 3,500-gallon pond. Before I say anything else, please allow me to stress that koi are pond fish and they belong in a large pond. The more koi you want, the larger the pond should be, and I personally think that koi don't belong in any pond that's smaller than 1,000 gallons. This video is strictly regarding the raising of small koi fry that are up to an inch in size. After that, they need to move up into larger quarters. Goldfish, however, do quite well in smaller ponds. These are Joaquin goldfish, but there are many other beautiful varieties. So if your pond is a small one, you might want to consider some form of goldfish instead of koi. That being said, let's move on to the koi fry rearing tips. This is one of my koi fry tanks. It's a 50-gallon stock tank. The key is raising them outside in a pond-like environment and maintaining excellent water quality. There's no other way to provide all the microorganisms and small pond life such as Daphnia and algae that allow fry to thrive, in my opinion. First off, be ready. Koi and goldfish start spawning in the spring. You can start setting up little mini ponds in all kinds of containers. I'll use just about anything that holds water between 20 and 100 gallons. I've actually had more luck with koi growing faster in the smaller containers. I think it's easier for them to find food that way. All of these containers will work while fry are very small. I start well ahead of time by using water from an established pond or water garden and adding a small sponge filter. I usually use aquatic plants like parrot's feather and water hyacinth as spawning media. The biggest key to survival of the eggs and fry is to remove the spawning media from the pond as soon as the koi are done spawning. This will ensure that they will survive by putting them in another container that they can hatch in. It takes from 3 to 7 days for the eggs to hatch. When they hatch, they look like this. They have a yolk sac attached to their bellies that feeds them for the first day or so after hatching. This little guy is vertical because when they first hatch, they cling to the plants or sides of the container and scoot up through the water to the surface to get a breath of air to fill the swim bladder. They can't swim till they do that. They are about the size of an eyelash when they hatch, and I know these are hard to see, but trust me, these are koi fry. They're really hard to photograph at this size. Feed them several times a day during the first few weeks of life. You can buy commercial fry food, or you can make your own by putting adult food in a food processor and grinding to a fine powder. At between 1 and 3 weeks, you'll start to notice that there will be a few fry that are quite a bit larger than the other fry. These are called tobies. I don't know why they're called tobies, don't ask me. But the reason they're bigger is because they've started eating their siblings. A couple of tobies can wipe out an entire herd of small fry. In this clip, these koi that are on the right are from the same spawn as the koi that are on the left. So you can see by looking that they can quite easily gobble up their smaller siblings, which they will do. So when I find those big ones, I take them out and put them in another container. I also remove dragonfly nymphs if I see them, because they are predatory and they will eat your fry. So I take them out, I put them in a bigger pond. I figure they have a chance to turn into a dragonfly that way, and I love dragonflies. So we're releasing these tobies into a larger aquarium. This is a 75-gallon tank that I actually have set up in my yard in the shade right now. Got a lot of plants in there, and I feed them frequently. These ones will grow faster than the others. It's hard to believe that these teeny little fry can turn into these gorgeous creatures in just a few short years. But if you do everything right, keep good water quality, it can happen. Thanks so much for watching my first educational koi video. I appreciate it. If you'd like to rate, comment, subscribe, whatever, I really appreciate that too.